Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. It's this way, okay? Because I want to invest in a company. It is a big company, so the return that we get is quite high. But my PA, she said that it's not really a good company to be invested to. So I think that maybe I would ask for your opinion for me to invest so that I won't be disappointed like that. So what do you think? Can you advise me on that? Because I don't want any bad will become in the future like that. So can you explain to me, advise me, help me in investing my money,
Sharina, before you want to invest in one company, you need to know the risk of that investment first. Do you know what is the meaning of the risk?
I don't really know what risk is. Well, at first I know that risk is like there's a possibility of not successful and everything, but I don't know how to calculate the risk. I don't know what type of the risk. I don't know because I don't know. Although I have a lot of money, but I don't really know what those kinds of things. I think it's better for you to explain to me in details about that.
Okay, Mr. Sharina, if you want to invest, you need to consider the risk and return of the investment. Okay, the risk is any unfavorable event that can occur in the future. If you not consider the risk, you will incur losses in the future.
I see. So, what is the risk that can be related to my investment? What are the types the type of risk that can be related to my investment? I need to know those.
Oh, there are two types of risk. First one is systematic risk. Systematic risk is the risk that you cannot avoid it. It affects the whole economy. Example like inflation, increase in interest rate, business cycle. Okay, the second one is unsystematic risk. Unsystematic risk is irrelevant. You can avoid it. By what you can avoid it? You can avoid it by invest in more than one asset or more than one company. Okay, the more diverse your company is, the less the unsystematic risk. But you need to take note that the systematic risk will remain the same because you cannot avoid the systematic risk. Firstly, let us talk about single asset. They have two calculation. Either you want to calculate the return or the risk. Okay, if you want to calculate the return, you need to use the formula of expected return. If you want to calculate the risk, you need to use the formula of standard deviation. Let me show you with an example that the figure that Azri give to you. This is the formula to calculate expected return and standard deviation. This means this is the return to calculate the return and this one to calculate the risk, okay, of a single asset. Okay, let us use the figure that Mr. Azri gave to us. Okay, let's say the probability that the return will be 50% is 0.5. And the probability that the rate of return will be 10% is 0.3. So we need to sum up this total to get the expected return of your investment, Mr. Sharina.
Okay, I see.
So this one you will get 7.5 and this one you will get 3. So the total expected return of your investment of single asset is 10.5. Okay, this is how you want to calculate the standard deviation or the risk of a single asset investment. Okay, 50% you take from the rate of return and then minus with the expected return and then you square it and then you time with the probability 0.5 and then okay, put in bracket and then plus the rate of return is 10% minus the expected return 10.5%. Square it and then time with the probability 0.3. And then you sum up this total and then you square root this total and then you will get. So Mr. Sharina, after you calculate this one, you will get this. This is your risk of an investment of a single asset.
I see. So that's how I calculate the risk and also return for my investment.
Yes.
Now I get a clear view of it.
If you get this one and this one, you can easily invest. Okay, next we move to portfolio asset. Portfolio asset usually we use it when we want to when you invest in more than one asset, Mr. Sharina. Okay, for the formula to calculate expected return for portfolio is the proportion of asset A and times with expected return of asset A. and then plus the proportion of asset B times with expected return of asset B. Okay, based on the figure, let me give you an example. Okay, based on the figures that Azri give to you, the expected return if you invest in asset A is 10% and asset B is 16%. So we use this figure. So proportion of asset A that is 30% and proportion of asset B is 70%. So based on the figure, the proportion of asset A is 0.3 times the expected return of asset A is 10%, and then plus the proportion of asset B 70%, so 0.7, and then times we expected return of asset B, that is 16%. So and we time this and then we sum up these two to get the total. So 0.03 plus 0.112. So we get 0.142. This is the expected return if you invest in portfolio asset A and asset B. Okay, next we move to standard deviation. How to calculate standard deviation in portfolio? So you need to know the standard deviation so that so that Mrs. Sharina, you can know the risk of your investment, of your portfolio investment.
Oh.
So the formula is proportion of asset A square times with standard deviation of asset A square plus proportion of asset B square times with SD, standard deviation of square asset B, and then plus 2 proportion of asset A, proportion of asset B, PAB. PAB is the correlation of asset A and asset B, and then times with standard deviation asset A and standard deviation of asset B, and then total up and square it with the amount. So based on the figure that Azri given to you, Ms. Sharina, the proportion of asset A is 0.3, okay, square, and then 0.2 is standard deviation of asset A, and then square plus 0.7 the proportion of asset B, and then 0.4 is the standard deviation of asset B, square plus 2. 0.3 is the proportion of asset A times with 0.7 proportion of asset B. 0.6 is correlations, and then 0.2 is standard deviation of asset A and 0.4 standard deviation of asset B. You sum up all of this and then you square root and then you get 0.3089. This is your risk when you invest in portfolio asset. Okay, Mr. Sharina. To know the required return of your portfolio investment, you need to use CAPM. So basically,
What is CAPM?
CAPM is it show that how much is the required return of your portfolio investment, how much is the required return. So you can compare the actual return and the required return. If the actual return is more than the required return, so you invest. If the actual return is less than the required return, so you will incur losses. Okay, so I will show you how to calculate the CAPM. Okay, basically the formula of CAPM. CAPM is basically calculate the required return, right? So the formula of required return is risk-free plus beta and then plus market return minus with risk-free. Okay, basically beta is the risk of the portfolio asset, and then risk, let's say the risk free of your investment is 5.5. So convert to decimal places 0.055, and then your risk of portfolio asset, the beta is 1.75. And then your market, let's say your rate of return, market rate of return is 8.5. So convert to decimal places 0.085 minus risk free 0.055. So you total up, you get 10.8%. So basically, Mr. Sharina, Mr. Azri tell you that the actual rate of return of your investment is 11.5.
Yes.
So based on this required return, 10.8%. So you should invest in his company because the actual return that he promised you is more than the required return. So the actual return is 11.5%. Is this is more than required return.
Oh,
So
I see.
you should invest in his company.
Alright, now I understand.
Okay, before that, Mr. Sharina, you need to also know the limitation of CAPM. Okay,
Ooh.
CAPM have two limitation.
Mhm.
Firstly,
Mhm.
it depend a lot on historical data. Historical data like beta,
Mhm.
okay, historical data may or may not reflect your future risk.
I see.
CAPM can
Uh-huh.
only use roughly for approximation. Okay. Second limitation of CAPM is
Mhm,
CAPM is not considered. CAPM assume that market is efficient. In the real world, market are not so efficient.
I see. Okay, now I get a clear view of the CAPM and the limitation and everything. So thank you very much for the detailed explanation to me. So I hope that it can be used for me to do investment. Now I get a clear pictures of whether to invest or not in Azri company. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.